Welcome to this week's edition of the Valley Shootaround. Mitch Holtis with you, along with longtime Division I coach and Valley analyst Rich Zavosik. Don't you love the new website around us here? A lot of great feedback from all of you about the new look in the Valley and its website. Now, it is crunch time in the Missouri Valley Conference race. We're coming to you from Springfield, Missouri, where Missouri State now has a chance to win its first ever league championship. But beware the Ides of February, because the top teams in this league are finding out once again how difficult it is every game, particularly when they go on the road.
Well, you've got teams who are getting hot. They've had young players or injured players. Now they're starting to play their best basketball. Wichita State is going to go to Evansville. Evansville has won 7 of their last 9. You look at a Drake team that will make the trip to Missouri State. Drake has won 3 in a row. They've got young players who are starting to mature. And then the most intriguing matchup, UNI at Bradley. UNI, a team that is learning to play without Lucas O'Rear. Bradley, a team that has learned how to play with the loss of 2 starters from a previous year.
Especially Sam Maniscalco, one of the top players in this league. Could have been a first-team All-Valley player. For Bradley to lose Maniscalco, but now all of a sudden we've got him tonight in this game. They're playing, as you mentioned, with a lot of confidence. But we need to mention Evansville here and what Marty Simmons has done. He's done more than lose a lot of weight, because those guys are playing, whether you look at Colt Ryan or Kevon Lacey, when they come to play, they're solid and able to pick off some games. Well,
and the key has been they've started to identify their roles. Marty Simmons has done a fantastic job of getting his guys to understand this is what you're good at, this is what you need work at, let's play to our strengths.
Okay, if you're a hoopaholic, this weekend is made for you, because 57 Bracket Busters games. 57. A lot of those on television. The 3 main games I want to talk about with the Valley teams are some awesome matchups. Wichita State will host Virginia Commonwealth. What a game that should be at Koch Arena.
Well, you're talking about 2 teams who are at the top of their leagues. Wichita State, obviously, here in the Valley. The VCU has just changed coaches, but they still remain the top of the Colonial. Great game. A chance for Wichita State to get a resume-building win at the end of this season.
VCU is like Tulsa. They just keep pumping out coaches. Anthony Grant, Jeff Capel, on and on. Now, another game involving the Colonial Athletic against the Missouri Valley is George Mason at Northern Iowa. This is a tasty game that will be on television.
Well, it will. And George Mason, a team that is the, shall we say, the mid-major darling from the Final Four run a few years ago, but they have not been very successful when they've made the trip into Valley schools.
Another tasty television game is kind of a renaissance game, if you will, because Missouri State will go to Valparaiso. They used to play Valpo in the same league, but this is going back even predating you, the old MQ8. This is Charlie Spoonhour against Homer Drew in some of those great games of the 80s.
Well, it'll be a great game because Homer Drew has Valparaiso playing the best they've ever played since moving to the Horizon. However, Missouri State can really make hay with a road win in this game.
And Arch Madness is just around the corner. Only about less than a month shopping days for you to get that done in St. Louis. Go to archmadness.com. You want to be the millionth fan. March 3 through 6 at Scott Trade Center in downtown St. Louis. For Rich Zavosik, I'm Mitch Holtis. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Valley Shootaround.